On March 17, 1969, Neville Goddard presented a lecture that delves into a deeply impactful concept: support each other's hardships. In this session, Neville elucidates the profound effect we can have on the lives of others by sharing and alleviating their burdens. He invites us to contemplate the transformative potential of our thoughts and imagination in assisting those in dire need. Throughout this exploration of Neville's insights, we embark on a journey that not only broadens our understanding of the human psyche but also challenges our preconceived notions, unlocking a new realm of possibilities regarding the power of our imagination. This lecture serves as an invitation to deepen your insight and tap into the boundless capacity you hold to change lives. We encourage you to engage fully with this material. If this journey of discovery resonates with you, please like and share this video to spread these empowering messages further. Your comments and participation are vital for the growth of this channel and the dissemination of this life-changing knowledge. We thank you in advance for your support and look forward to venturing deeper into these intriguing concepts together. Expressing gratitude to everyone, the Bible emerges as the most pragmatic text available. It narrates the story of Simon, who carries Jesus' cross, symbolizing the act of listening with intent and agreement. Jesus symbolizes the magnificent human imagination, with the gospel depicting the inner experiences of Jesus, experiences that define him not just as the Son of God, but as God himself. These profound realizations are often met with skepticism, as they diverge significantly from traditional interpretations. Simon, understanding and accepting Jesus' journey, willingly takes up the cross. This act embodies the law of Christ, emphasizing the psychological essence of bearing one another's burdens as articulated in the Sermon on the Mount. This law underscores the power of imagination and the impact of our internal states on our external reality. Paul, recognizing Christ not as a singular entity but as a universal, cosmic presence within everyone, challenges us to see beyond our limited perspectives. When we engage in imaginative acts for the benefit of others, we are interacting with the Christ within us. Simon represents the believer who, through the act of imagination, lifts the burdens of others, symbolizing the collective cross of humanity that we are all a part of. This lecture also touches upon the personal impact of belief and imagination, illustrated through Neville's recounting of his mother's faith in her children's potential. This belief in the possibility of change and the power of imagination plays a crucial role in shaping our realities. By embracing the responsibility to support one another and recognizing the Christ within all, we engage in a transformative process that not only fulfills the law of Christ but also bridges our individual experiences with the collective human journey. As we put this belief into practice, we embody the spirit of Simon, carrying the cross and witnessing the salvation that comes from recognizing and acting upon the divine pattern of love and support embedded in our very being. The revelation of God's power, symbolized through the prophecy in Isaiah, emphasizes the unveiling of the divine within us as the true salvation of the world. This perspective shifts the narrative from seeking external salvation to recognizing the internal unveiling of the divine pattern that identifies us as both the children and the essence of God. Neville's experiences and writings serve as a testament to this messianic secret, offering a pathway to understanding that the journey to discovering our divine nature begins from within. I've shared my insights with all who are open to listening, and those who grasp and embrace these concepts become akin to Simon, shouldering the cross and alleviating the burdens of the universal Christ. When you come across an individual without employment and take a moment to envision them in a job, you embody Simon. Make it a habit to engage in this practice daily, lift the burdens off others, and free them from their current circumstances. This act is how you live out the law of Christ, which is rooted in the power of imagination. If you receive this message with comprehension, you'll go forth and actualize the law of Christ. Should you find my words difficult to grasp, you might disagree, but let me assure you, this narrative is profoundly significant. It doesn't require intellectual brilliance to embrace. In fact, the more analytical you are, the harder it might be to accept. Yet, its truth remains. Those who embrace it will eventually live out the scriptures within themselves. The gospel is essentially the journey within the soul of Jesus, who is synonymous with Jehovah, the divine presence within you. Jesus symbolizes the awareness of existence, the I Am. He is the listener of the story, the one who either accepts or rejects it. If your mind pictures a historical figure from 2 millennia ago at the mention of Jesus, you're missing the pervasive essence of Jesus in everyone. Jesus represents the dormant consciousness burdened heavily, akin to a dream. By embracing my narrative, you initiate the awakening of Jesus as you lift his burden and trail behind your imagination as Simon. Simon is compelled, then burdened with the cross as one who comprehends what he has learned. Truly believing in this vision means you cannot overlook anyone without striving to lighten their load. By visualizing their betterment, you facilitate their transformation into that improved state, often without their awareness. Their reality shifts to match your conception, unbeknownst to them about the orchestrator. Yet, who is the orchestrator? Christ, for Christ is all there is in the world. You don't claim credit because your actions are essentially self-directed. By visualizing the improvement of another's condition, you're easing their load, fulfilling the divine mandate. And when your time comes, you'll enter the spiritual realm and discover the symbol of your creative essence, like an infant swaddled and cradled. At that moment, the creative force of God, which brings forth all existence, becomes evident within you, and henceforth, your imaginations will manifest into reality. Regardless of what it is, I urge you to ponder on this and emulate Simon's example. Today, alleviate someone's hardship, and perhaps tomorrow, your own will be eased. Do not burden another with your load, for there is no other. Lift it yourself and follow Jesus Christ, your magnificent imaginative capacity. The narrative of life commences with Abraham's call and culminates with Jesus Christ. Everyone will reach this zenith, depart from this realm, and join the celestial assembly that observes this mortal world, acknowledging that existence is subjective. Consider this notion: reality is subjective to those who perceive it. You can adopt any state and convince yourself it will materialize. Suffering, despair, and the notion of perpetual demise will manifest, but the divine mercy transcends and redeems humanity through the embodiment of Jesus. Ultimately, there's but one entity, one Lord, and you are that entity, Jesus Christ. You will inhabit that resurrected form, the soul spirit within it. Presently, your true essence might elude you, but Paul elucidated this in his epistle to the Corinthians, stating, "If we have been united with Christ in a demise akin to his, we shall surely unite with him in a resurrection akin to his." Notice the tense differentiation: our unity with Christ in death is past tense, indicating a completed action, and our resurrection with him is assured. When the divine plan of salvation unfolds and the gospel manifests within us on a personal level, some, familiar with my earthly identity, fail to recognize my spiritual rebirth. They see merely the physical form, judge superficially, and accuse me of blasphemy for making such audacious claims. Yet, some believed and became Simon, easing burdens and transforming lives they encounter. Regardless of the apparent need, be it financial stability, improved health, or marital bliss, Simon listens, acknowledges the request as fulfilled, and moves on, confident in the eventual physical manifestation of that belief. He seeks no gratitude, knowing the fulfillment of his desire is inevitable because he has shouldered the burden with faith in his profound imaginative power. When you listen and believe in the divine plan of salvation, you're placing your faith in Jesus. The pattern is within everyone, hence all are Jesus. Do not let despair take hold. Rather than giving materially, bestow the desires of their hearts through the power of your imagination. Material giving, no matter how generous, does not equate to giving of oneself. Genuine giving occurs when you imagine positively for another and believe in the reality of your imaginings, thereby easing the burden you were called to carry, thus fulfilling the divine law. When you feel the joy of having contributed, don't await recognition, proceed to alleviate another's burden, then another's. An artist friend recounted an instance of providing a service without receiving agreed compensation. After our conversation, he affirmed the debt as settled in his mind. Miraculously, the debtor arrived at his doorstep the next day, check in hand. This incident, he believes, will lead to continued prosperity, for many artists require his skill to enhance their own work. Do not declare impossibility; such declarations impose limitations upon you. Avoid confining others based on financial, societal, or intellectual standings; such limitations are burdensome. Instead, lift your cross, liberate them, and follow Christ. Our world, though filled with horrors, is, as William Blake suggested, not to be feared. Everything is in its rightful place, moving toward perfection. Embrace this understanding, and you'll perceive the deeper beauty of existence and experience liberation from current sorrows and tribulations. This knowledge empowers you to lighten every burden you encounter, for in recognizing the universal oneness, distinctions of race, language, belief, or nationality dissolve. The Great Shema, the Hebrew declaration of faith, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one," gains profound significance. If God is one, no other can exist. Ultimately, we realize our unity, for the same divine source sent us both to share this revelation with the world. In my work, articulated through spoken words and captured in my book Resurrection, I reveal that the true Son of God is David, completing the mission he was sent for. The clergy, lacking vision, read scriptures without comprehension. To my mother, a clergyman was infallible, a misconception I never contested despite knowing its inaccuracy. When visions revealed the truth to me, I realized the clergy's ignorance, a realization my mother, respecting their authority, could not grasp. Yet, my insights stemmed not from scholarly study but from divine revelation. Now, as one summoned and dispatched, I share the revelation of the true Son of God, uniting humanity. We will all recognize David as our own son, for he will reveal to us that Jesus Christ within us is God the Father, and David is his son. The day David awakens within you, calling you Father, is the day you attain undeniable certainty of your divine paternity. Tonight's discourse may alter your beliefs, but the unequivocal understanding of fatherhood awaits the moment David acknowledges you as Father. When David does so for everyone, do we not all become the singular Father? This evening, I urge you to embody Simon. In doing so, you're not neglecting your duties but aiding yourself, as exemplified in the story of Job, who, while interceding for his friends, saw his own fortunes restored. By praying for others, you'll find your burdens lightened, your cross becomes less cumbersome until you embody the light itself. Therefore, embrace my teachings, for they are not burdensome but enlightening. Seek no gratitude or material reward, revel in the joy of easing another's load, for in doing so, you lighten your own. When I witness needs being met, convinced of their truth, it becomes reality. I keep my role undisclosed, finding delight in the fulfillment of Christ's law, a principle that never fails when applied. Trust in the reality of your actions, invisible though they may be, for faith is the commitment to what remains unseen. Maintain faith in your subtle acts, invisible to the outer world yet tangible in effect. Your commitment to the unseen aspects of your existence should become apparent to those around you. This evening, we delve into the actionable aspect of our discussion. You and I possess the ability to alleviate our own burdens. By addressing your challenges, I inadvertently address mine, and mysteriously, our loads are lightened. In every person you meet, you see a reflection of yourself, for the world is but a mirror of your existence. As you reflect on the narratives I've shared tonight, weaving them together, you'll construct a beautiful tapestry of understanding. Remember, in assisting even the least among us, you're extending your help to me, the one humanity yearns for. You might perceive me as a mere mortal, yet I embody Christ, the sovereign Lord Jehovah. Alleviate the burden of even the most overlooked individual. Your deed's impact may fade from your memory, and you might not recall the assistance you offered someone long ago. Observing their current well-being and prosperity, you might overlook your contribution, and they, too, may have forgotten your act of kindness. But does it truly matter? The burden has been alleviated. Embrace the role of Simon, and unexpectedly, you will discover the emblem of your creative essence, symbolized as an infant in swaddling garments. When the sacred texts unfold within you, you'll experience a joy beyond bliss. Subsequently, you'll perceive the scriptures not as mundane historical records but as a mystical narrative, unrelated to earthly events as described by the apostles. These occurrences didn't transpire on the earthly plane but within the soul of man as he journeys through life. I've shared the unfolding within my soul, hoping to encounter those who believe in my words enough to apply them. To those who have faith, I have revealed myself, and they are now beginning to see the truth, while the rabbis and priests who dismiss me as a fraud remain obscured. When they read about Moses, their understanding is clouded. My prayers extend to them, for they are blinded to the truth by their unwillingness to reconsider their entrenched beliefs. My purpose was to clarify one crucial matter to the world: the identity of the true Son of God who will unite humanity. Jesus Christ is the Divine Father, and his Son is David. When David addresses him as Father, it becomes clear that he is Jesus Christ the Lord. If I embody the Divine Father, then who is my son David? I assure you, David isn't a physical entity. In spirit, he acknowledges you as Father, fulfilling the prophecy. All will be recognized as the Father by this entity, David. If he acknowledges you as Father, he acknowledges me as well. Does this not imply that we are the same entity? Are we not the sole God and Father of all? I assure you, while maintaining your unique identity, you will come to understand that you and I are unified. Now, let us embrace a moment of quiet reflection.